Here at Dyno Equipment and Outdoors, we're going to show you how to take the backhoe off a new MT226E LS. So this will be the same concept for the MT232 and the 242, whether it's an LB3001 or the LB3002. So let's begin. Coming over here, there's some transport pins that we're going to take out. One being right there and one being right here. There'll be a linch pin on this other side. We're going to take both those out. And there's little holders for them, just like that. Down here, there's going to be a pin for our stabilizers. There's a linch pin holding it. Kind of hard to get to there. That'll come out. And coming on this side, there's going to be a pin for this stabilizer as well, which is right here. There'll be a linch pin holding it in. And if these have a little pressure on them, you may have to pick this up a little bit. Just like that there. We're just going to move these out of the way for now. So coming back here, there's going to be these pins that are going to be on both sides. These really thick pins. And those are technically the only pins we're going to have to remove, that holds the actual backhoe onto your tractor frame. So to remove these, we're going to let our stabilizers down here. We're going to start it here in a minute to let our boom down to relieve pressure off those pins. All right, now that we got the tractor started, we're going to let this down and we're just going to relieve some pressure off of it. So if you come look at this now, now that we put pressure on it, these pins move freely there, so there's no pressure on them. So they're literally just going to come out just like that there. You may have to move this just like that. So now I'm going to start the tractor back up, and we are going to lift these to remove it out of the cradle. So down there it sits kind of in a cradle, and we're just going to lift the whole backhoe up out of that cradle. All right, so now we did that. We got it out of that cradle down there. So there's nothing holding this onto here other than our hydraulic hookups right here. I'm going to get on the tractor and I'm going to drive forward just a little bit. So now that we have this out, we drove forward and exposed our hydraulic lines. We're going to wiggle some of these hydraulics to relieve pressure out of these lines. If not, when you go back to hook these up, it's going to be very hard. So, all right, so we're going to wiggle the lines on the backhoe here, just kind of relieve some pressure off of it. Now, we don't want to do it a whole lot because obviously there's still pressure holding. All right, so we set a few wood blocks down right there, and we're actually going to let this backhoe down completely to relieve pressure off of it. So it's not going to be perfect, but we're going to try it here. So the reason we did this is just to relieve pressure off these lines. Getting them off is not the problem. It's putting them back on would be the problem. So now we're going to disconnect our hydraulics here. So you're just going to pull this back just like an air compressor. And it's going to leak a little bit of hydraulic fluid out. It's totally normal. And then you're going to unhook this one right here. It's going to be the same thing. And then from there, these two hoses have to hook back into each other. And it's going to go just like that. If you do not hook those hoses back into each other, your 3-point's not going to work to go up and down. So now that that's hooked in, we're going to scoot forward. We're going to put our 3-point arms on, and we'll show you that process. Now we're going to remove this bolt here, which is a 17 millimeter. That's going to come out just like so. This will come all the way back. That's going to slide up. This pin will slide right through. And it's best to leave a little bit of a gap here so we can see our hole that this 17 millimeter bolt's going to thread in. Just about got it. Just like so. We're going to tighten that down here. For the stabilizer here, this is going to go right on this. So we're going to move this linch pin here. Going to slide on. So now we're going to have to lower these down, which is just going to be done by our 3-point lever. Austin, can you hit that? And if they don't go down, gravity, just pull on them and they'll go down. Remember, these don't have any pressure on them. They're just gravity fed down. So we'll see what that looks like. Just like that. And that's as simple as that. Next thing is going to be the other side. We're going to do the exact same thing to the other side to get our 3-point to work. This right here is just a top link. This top link's gonna go on just like so. This bolt will come out. It'll attach just like that. But something we get a lot of phone calls on is they say, hey, I took my backhoe off. My 3-point doesn't work. And it's because they did not hook this return in. So it's got no return for the hydraulic flow there. So now we're gonna repeat the same process and show you how to hook it back up. Coming down here, we're gonna unhook this. And it's super important to make sure that we keep all these pins. We don't lose any of these for when we take the backhoe back off. So put everything back just like we had it. These linch pins or knuckle buster pins, some people call them. And I'm just gonna put this back here for storage. 17 millimeter. We're going to put these right back in so we don't lose them. Remember to keep a little bit of a gap there while we thread this on. We're going to do that same thing to the other side. Leave a little bit of a gap. We'll thread this 17 millimeter in it. Now there's a lot of vibrations on tractors, so make sure we snug these up good so they don't back out and we lose them. Definitely do not want to lose them. Just going to tighten this one up here. All right. Now we're just going to move our 3-point out of the way for now. I'm going to go ahead and start it, and I'm going to raise these back up full height just to get these out of the way. All right, so we just raised these back up. We're going to disconnect this line again. There's going to be some more fluid come out. We're just going to get those out of the way for now. We're going to back up to our backhoe. So we'll come back just a little bit more. Just want to make sure I'm aligned up. A lot easier, of course, to do this with somebody else. Because these backhoes are heavy. You're not really going to be able to move it a whole lot. So we're going to come back just a hair more. Now we're just going to hook up our hydraulics back up here. Move this seat out of the way. And the reason these are going in so easy is because we released all of our hydraulic pressure. If these don't go in easy, a couple things to fix that is put something on here, to release this fitting here. If you still can't do it, take 2 wrenches and just crack this, and fluid's going to come out, and that'll relieve pressure off that. But you'll see here, it's going to go in here easy just because we have no hydraulic pressure on it, just like that. So now that we got these good, we want to make sure we don't pinch these. We are going to start it back up. We're going to raise our backhoe back up. These 2 bottom ones have to go in this cradle. And of course, this has to line up here. So let's try it. All right, grab those pins and see if they go in. And that goes through, holds it just like that. Now that that's in, we're going to put our seat back. We're going to lift up on our stabilizers here. I'm going to lift up on this boom here. And these transport pins are just going to go right back in. That one goes there. This one goes right through there. And then these pins here are going to be for our stabilizers. And these are just for transport. So when you get ready to work this backhoe, make sure you move these out. It doesn't line up just perfect, so we're going to let it down just a hair. Just like that. This linch pin just goes right back in. This linch pin here goes for this one. Uh-oh. And then our last one is going to be this one right here. And we're going to put this linch pin in here. It's as simple as that. Everything on this backhoe works now. So one of the easiest I've done to take off and on. It's super easy. Does not take long at all. That probably took every bit of 8 minutes, 7 minutes. And it's my first time ever doing it on this particular tractor. So real easy to do. This backhoe is very powerful. But we're going to do some more videos like this and see if it helps people out. Thanks for joining.